Hi Lydia, it's Sid here from ACU, and I'm here to promote my new English speaking language college in Jakarta in Indonesia. It's called LidSid, you being Lydia, myself being Sydney, and being Sydney in Sydney, it seemed like a natural step to call our university that. So, moving straight on to things. Looking at the macro environment, 267 million people live in Indonesia. It's quite a large population, and it's also the world's largest archipelago. So all of these people are spread out over lots and lots of different islands. Transport's quite difficult for a lot of people. We also have 300 different ethnic groups, and we have 300 different, over 300 ethnic groups and languages being spoken there. So it's extremely culturally diverse, extremely geospatially diverse. Even though English is the second most spoken language in Indonesia, Indonesia's only 62nd in the World English Proficiency Access, which equals low proficiency in English in general. So there's definitely room for improvement regarding that. So we have been seeing increases in Indonesia's secondary school, non-compulsory secondary school attendance. A lot of that, well, some of that which would be English courses. So we are seeing interest in pursuing further education. So the amount of people studying English has increased by 30% in the last 10 years, which is indicative of this increased motivation to study. But abroad education has only increased about 0.5%. So lots of people want to go, but not many people manage to get overseas. Lots of people's motivations are still to study and work abroad, but it's, as far as study is concerned, not very common yet. So a wide variety of dialects, as mentioned, is used in Indonesia. This includes Betawi, Javanese, Batak, but English is the big one, is the requirement. So moving on to the microenvironment, we have multiple existing direct competitors such as LIA, which targets a Gen Z audience specifically. It also cites the importance of maintaining modern technologies in the delivery of its education. So it's always staying on top of what it thinks is the best way technologically to educate its students. Another popular college, EF, takes a much broader approach. It specialises in international opportunities for its students, and it also teaches international business skills online. It also has several colleges dotted around the world, so it's it's much more of a heavyweight competitor, but we can still find ways to compete against them. So other popular English language colleges make use of foreign culture elements such as the Wall Street English Language College, whose name is automatically assigned to an English-speaking, high-powered work environment. And I think that LidSid can successfully synergize elements like these and other elements aforementioned in competing English language colleges to create its own kind of unique market delivery. So the market size uses the median age of Indonesian people at 30 and a half years old, sorry, and people aged under 30 also make up 80% of the population, but roughly only 7% of this figure have actually completed tertiary education, and the percentage of this number studying English will be even smaller. So we're trying to open this up to more people by providing more effective functional English courses. So Indonesia's receding poverty rate and expanding middle class and its consistently increasing rates of tertiary education students points towards a future market boom. So even though we're looking at 7% tertiary numbers, the increasing middle class pretty much puts Indonesia on the precipice of that figure expanding rapidly. So LidSit and the services it offers has strengths and opportunities that I believe can make it an attractive choice for potential enrollees. The primary strength offered by LidSid is its dedication to a cost leadership style strategy. LidSid tries to exploit the ground of a perfect cost to effectiveness ratio, which corresponds with the emerging middle class wanting to learn and work overseas. LidSid is also going to accommodate for Jakarta's ethnic and cultural diversity, providing enough teachers so that English is taught in the 5 most common languages, including Indonesian, of course. The low cost of LidSid's tuition fees point towards mostly digital teaching solutions, with the advanced benefit of crossing those geospatial borders made so hard by the archipelago nature of Indonesia. So digital content delivery is very important for education today in general, and by not doing this, LidSid would be opening itself up to several threats by not adopting digital syllabi. So One of our strengths is unfortunately also one of our weaknesses. So LIDSID's medium cost and medium teaching levels will inevitably be challenged by Indonesian English language colleges with more heritage and reputation than ourselves. So they'll probably use this to their advantage, advertising their heritage over us and saying that the results of their English students' marks are generally better than ours, but neglecting to mention that this is at a higher cost and we still teach functional English to our students. So the existence of these colleges are a threat, as are the non-compulsory secondary schools, which were aforementioned, but they're not really, they're more of a macro environmental threat. They're not really something we can do anything about. So more contemporary threats include COVID-19, which for the moment has stymied all international operations. Again, a macro environmental threat that we can't do much about. So regarding segmentation, um, the population of Jakarta, is 8.5 million, and 42% of that population are 20 to 35 years of age. And this is the most prevalent group of Indonesian people taking up tertiary education. However, the tertiary education rate is low at 36% in Jakarta, which is higher than average but still low. The middle class makes up roughly 76% of the Indonesian urban population. I couldn't find data pinpointing the amount of people in Indonesia studying English language courses, but if it was assumed that 85% of people are either not interested in learning English, have already met this need with competing colleges, or are already proficient in English. So 85% of that pool is already proficient. But even if this was the case, so I'm sorry, I had to guess. Even so, 0.59 of Jakarta's population, or 50,337 people, is the final figure we end up with. And there is a bit of guesswork involved. But anyway, the target audience essentially is aged 20 to 35. They're part of the middle class, and they have motivations to study or work abroad, and they have to learn English to do so. Gender has no effect on study choices in Indonesia. It's pretty much 50-50 with no real trend either way. It's very equal gender-wise in study. So you, Lydia, tell me that Indonesian consumer behaviour is largely influenced by a roughly 50-50 course cost to credibility ratio, and that the majority of Indonesian people wanting to learn English are motivated by either overseas business opportunities or by attending the university of their choice. Therefore, the 4 Ps when applied to LIDSID are simple. The promotion is the price, and the service of a 50-50 cost credibility ratio is the product. The places advertised will be to suit the age demographics of those who most frequently enrol in tertiary education, that being 20 to 35-year-olds. Interactive marketing communications will be used in many different facets, such as SEO, focused marketing based on data collected by data warehouses, and direct communications via email, etc. Kind of more modern age interactive marketing techniques. So our marketing objectives is pretty much hoping to become the icon for cost-effective English tuition, and we're doing this by adopting an adaptive cost leadership strategy, which, if successful, should coincide with Indonesia's growing middle class anticipated boom. So LIDSID hopes to begin receiving student enrolments roughly 2 years into its operations, which is because our supporting infrastructure needs to be built up. We need to accumulate teachers, we need to accumulate course materials, and find a suitable building for a place of learning. So 2 years after its launch, we're hoping to have a 1.5% share of the potential student segment. So that's just over 750 students. So these students are requested to attend LIDSID for 1 day out of 5 for 2 hours, equaling about 75 students in the LIDSID building a day, slightly under 20 students per each in-person class. The majority of attendees are likely to be equally male and female, over 18 years old and younger than 35, who practice a wide cultural variety of languages and religion. So catering to diversity segments is a marketing objective, and it's crucial that we follow that if we're to receive a wide variety of applicants. So another marketing objective is to be thought of as the most practical and accurate option for potential candidates who want to learn English. So practical and accurate. So online delivery, a versatile pool of languages, and different classes based on the student's English proficiency promise accurate and practical content in this way. The essence of what LidSid promises to deliver to Indonesian people wanting to learn English is a no-frills experience that delivers requested results to customers. LidSid promises that people who pass their course will be able to speak English proficiently. There's no current exchange program in the works and no other courses taught apart from English. Even the level of advertising will be reduced 2 years post-launch once LidSid has gained a reputation and a pool of students, all in order to maintain this cost leadership strategy. So the pass-fail rates of students of other English language colleges will be measured, and this figure will then be contrasted with their tuition fees. This helps LidSid arrange the costs in a way to hit a perfect cost to success ratio, as previously mentioned, is one of our objectives. So it'll also help LidSid adapt itself in the future to more leanly fit other objectives. So tuition fee payments will be versatile with options to pay the month or upfront. You know, the more payment options that are available, then again, the more potential enrollees that LidSid gets. So the building will be in inner Jakarta, making it convenient for as many people as possible, which will hopefully maximise attendance, in turn maximising pass rates, giving LidSid a good reputation. The building will include e-learning facilities and a study area. For the 6 months leading up to the launch of LidSid, marketing communications will be released, which will be mostly interactive marketing, so that'll use data mining techniques, and that'll isolate prospective candidates by their online habits. Sorry. Traditional marketing communications will also be used, but on a much more exclusive basis. High volume pedestrian traffic areas will also be chosen for physical ad banners, and radio ads will also form part of the pre-launch promotional strategy. So the red banners you see here are examples of both traditional and interactive marketing examples, as you can see, the latter just being a clickable link. And finally, the people attending LidSid are going to be used as part of the marketing strategy. So after the first students graduate from LidSid, they'll be asked for feedback, and feedback that fits the archetype of LidSid's cost leadership related target market will be published as advertising. So this really summarises why I think establishing English Language College in Jakarta is a suitable joint venture for us, and I eagerly await your reply. Thank you.